Hey friends, this is Abby with Abby's Musings, where I'm committed to providing you with doses of motivation and positivity through 90 seconds in the Word. Our verse of today comes from Romans 12:12. Should be a familiar passage to many of you, and it says, "Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve, to find what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." So, it's obvious what we're talking about here. We're still in the theme of transformation, change, growth, renewal, and we've dealt with a lot of different things. And this verse is a very familiar verse, it's a very popular verse, and it tells you right up front, do not be conformed to this world. Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world. I'm going to take it a little further. Do not be conformed to the patterns, the beliefs, the behaviors, what's acceptable, what has become normal. I had an interesting exchange with someone on social media recently on Instagram, and I was commenting on a creator that was talking about Halloween and talking about the demonic meaning behind Halloween, because that is what it is. And I was agreeing with her, and I was saying the irony is that I'm born on October 31st, and I hate that people's first response is, "Oh, you're a Halloween baby." I'm not a Halloween baby. I'm a child of God. So somebody else came back and say, "Well, it is Halloween. The day is Halloween." No, the day is October 31st. What people choose to do on that day is something else. And just because the world, and so many in the world, want to call it Halloween and want to engage in those activities, doesn't make it Halloween in my world. It makes it my birthday, and I celebrate my birthday and I celebrate life. But I don't have to engage in it because the world is engaged in it. So if we take it back to our verse today, it aligns with what I'm saying. That just because the world engages in it and calls it normal, we don't have to call it normal. We get to be different. We get to stand out. Listen, you can call me weird all day long. I could give a laundry list of things that I don't engage in. That's my world, right? And just because everybody else around me wants to do it, I don't feel that I have to be pulled into it. And that's what it means to renew your mind. We can't want change, growth, transformation, and all these amazing things in our life and still want to hold on to what the world and the culture does because it's comfortable, because it's easy, and because it's what we know. Or, let's be honest, sometimes we're just trying to fit in. So if we want to see change and transformation in our lives, be honest and look at yourself. And look at what goes on in your life. What do you still engage in? What do you still believe? We're quick to say, don't believe, we can't love God and love money at the same time. But are we loving God and loving astrology? Are we loving God and loving witchcraft? Are we trying to love God and love palm readers? Are we trying to love God and love psychics? Are we trying to love God and burn sage, love God and rub crystals? When do we decide that God is enough? When do we decide that we're willing to do the radical thing in our lives? And it could be things, it may not be just one thing, so that God can do his full will in our lives, so that we're not walking around blessed and depressed as Christians. And it doesn't mean that we don't face challenges. I'm going through a challenge right now. But it means that we are to take God at his word and to believe his word. The foundation and the nature of our relationship with God is one of faith. And when we're walking, moving, talking, breathing, and living in faith, we don't know what's ahead. We don't have all the answers, but we trust the God that we say we trust. So if we love and trust God, then let us live like we love and trust God. And don't get pulled in so many directions because other things seem like they can bring quick answers and other things can tempt us in many ways. Be willing to say no. Be willing to be different and be willing to stand out. At the end of the day, God is the only validation that we are seeking. Renew your mind. Put down the things of this world and renew your mind. Stay encouraged, friends. I'm right there with you. There are things I need to put down, and I promise I'm working to put it down. Stay encouraged, and I'll talk to you soon.